Hi, it's Debbie from Creatively Yours and welcome to my Flosstube Extra, my whip parade of 2024. It's Monday the 23rd of December, so it's not the end of the year yet, but here I am. I now have time, so I'm going to film my whip parade now. And yeah, I'll be back next year. First, let me take off these ridiculous glasses and put on my regular glasses. Sorry for the ring light in my glasses, but I can't see anything. I have my spreadsheet over here, so yeah, I need to look at that. Thank you if you're tuning in. There are a lot of whip parades at this moment. A lot of people to watch, so thank you for taking the time of tuning in on my video and watching my video. So yeah, first let me introduce myself a little bit for the new people here, because whip parades always attract new people. So I'm Debbie, I'm from the Netherlands. I work almost full-time at the headquarters of a hardware chain store. There's a chain, multiple stores, and I work at the headquarters and I do claims. So mostly non-happy people. So yeah, that's what I do. I have a son of 22, almost 23. I live with my boyfriend here in an apartment in the Netherlands, and I have my own home, but my son is living there. The housing situation here in the Netherlands is not that great, and we were fortunate enough to move out of my own home to this apartment so my son could live on his own. He really wanted to, so yeah, that's who I am. I am stitching since, well, early 20s. I'm currently 50. I turned 50 this year. I started stitching. I stitched at high school because it was mandatory, but I loved it back then. And in my early 20s, I picked up a kit, and then I started stitching and never looked back. So yeah, I hope you are having a drink and something to stitch, and I will start with my stats for this year until now. We still have a week to go. The stats of 2024. I have 8 finishes. If you know me, you know I tend to go for the bigger projects, the bigger sizes, so I don't have a lot of finishes. I did 7 starts. That's not that much for me. The year before I did somewhere around 20, 25 starts. So 7 starts is it's great. I did a total up till now, and only the ones I have digitally, a total of 96,817 stitches, and I'm not counting the paper patterns. Yeah, so it's safe to say I will be over 100,000 stitches this year, which is a fun number. I did a total of 10 page finishes of all my full coverages who came, how do you call that? The full coverages I have worked on this year. It's Monday morning, people. So 10 page finishes, that's great. I have 26 full coverage pieces, so yeah, if I would concentrate on one, I would have a finish, maybe. So yeah, those were my stats for this year. I'm happy with it. Stitching is not about stats. It's not about counting. Well, yeah, it is, but it's not about counting how much you have done. Stitching for me is for fun. I need to have fun, and it's a relaxation and therapeutic, and yeah. So next year I won't be as much on my stats as I am now. So just a heads up. Let me start with the Wipparade. I'm going to work in chronological order, so from the oldest whip to the newest. And I have my list here and my percentages, and I want to mention I currently am working with Saga. Saga is another app you can use to mark off your stitches, and not all patterns are provided in Saga files, but luckily I own a software MaxStitch, which is basically WinStitch, so I can convert my patterns and chart them stitch by stitch again, so I can have a Saga file. Because let me tell you, Saga, I dare to say I love it better than Pattern Keeper. Just throwing that out there. So let me start with the Wipparade. But first, a sip of my coffee. The first, and I have a basket, laundry basket here, with the first batch of patterns. First one is my oldest whip and my focus piece. Focus non-full coverage for next year again. And I think I'm going to finish it next year. Let me grab a cover picture because, yeah. It's Minerva by Mirabilia Nora Corbett. And this is what I have so far. I finished Minerva herself, and I'm starting with the tree, and I'm working my way up to the moon. This is stitched on 32 count Tentaculum fabric, which was a one-off, but if I remember, I will put a link in my description box of the website where they sell Tentaculum fabrics, and there are similar ones. So yeah, look at that, beautiful. This is going to be finished next year for sure. Oh, and before I forget, I am doing my usual stitch or ditch style Wipparade. I started this maybe 6 years ago, and yeah, as you all know, your taste changes, or something is just not calling to you anymore, or you don't like the fabric, or name it. I every year do a stitch or ditch. I am going through my whips in the Wipparade and decide if I want to continue with that pattern or that project, and that's what I'm doing this year. And I have a couple of UFOs, let me tell you. And I know some people out there think it's a waste. I think that's not the case. It's not a waste. I'm not throwing away the project. I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to either reuse the fabric and the floss, or I can FFO it into something smaller. I'm not going to toss it if that's what you're thinking. But I'm not enjoying stitching on it anymore, so that's the reason why I'm doing stitch or ditch. The first ditch is coming up, and I will put a picture in because this is a crappy printout. This is Temper Prophecy by Long Dog Samplers. And I haven't been stitching on this for at least this year and maybe the year before that. And I'm not that far. Let me show you if I can. This is what I have so far. No, I'm not liking this anymore. It's just not my taste anymore. I have a total of, I don't know, I didn't write it down. I only wrote down UFO. So no, it's not that much, and I was using a Silks for You, and, or was it Miss Useda's silk? Let me, yeah, it's Miss Useda's Darling. Let me show you. This gorgeous, beautiful silk, and I will reuse it for something else, but I'm not going to stitch this one anymore. Life is too short to stitch on things you don't love anymore. There are a lot of other projects to stitch on, so okay, first UFO. The next one, I'm going to continue. I will put in a picture on the screen. This is Hoity Toity by Long Dog Samplers. I am thoroughly enjoying this one, but I haven't stitched on it this year, because I have too much projects. So I'm going to whip down. This is what I have, not that much, but I love it anyway. This is currently at 10.70% in Pattern Keeper. I am stitching this on 20 count Jobelin, which I hand dyed with beige, and 1/1 full cross. And I'm using the Miss Useda's silk pack for it. She has a conversion for it, and yeah, I'm using that, and it still smells nice. I started this one on the 15th of October 2019, so, and it's not one of my 25 focus pieces next year, so it's going to be on pause. The next one is Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor, this one. I started this one on the 26th of October 2019. And I'm using the paper pattern, but I'm currently converting this one to a saga file, so I can stitch on it digitally. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 28 count hand-dyed Jobelin in beige by me, and I'm using the called for Faldani threads. Love this one so much, but because it's a paper pattern, I'm spoiled and I don't stitch on it, so I decided to rechart it in my software. The next one. This one is one of my 25 focus pieces next year. This is Celebrate Halloween by Madame Chantilly. also thoroughly enjoying this one. I converted this one into a digital pattern in Saga. This is what I have so far. This is done on 28 count hand-dyed Jobelin by me in the color Emerald. And I'm using the called for DMCs. And I'm currently at 69.4%. Yeah. Love this one. Next one. Haven't stitched on this one as well last year, but it's too beautiful to UFO and I want to stitch on it, so I'm going to convert it into a digital pattern. This is Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. Let me see. This is what I have so far. I am stitching this on 40 count Steel Shadows by XU Design with the called for Swaddle silks 1/2, and it's currently a paper pattern, but I'm going to convert it. It's not one of the 25 focuses, so I don't know if it's coming out next year, but we'll see. When I finish something, I can grab another whip. Next one is the Rose Fairy from the Flower Fairy series by DMC. This was a kit I received from my mom years ago. I started this one on the 1st of May 2020 for Stitch Mania. And it's currently a paper pattern, but I'm digitalizing this one. And when I finish the pattern, I already promised it to Moonwise. I'm not that far, but that's okay. This is what I have. It's not that much. This is done on 28 count buttercream, and it's not the kit fabric. I used the kit floss, but not the kit fabric. Next one. Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs. Very, very beautiful. It's currently a paper pattern, but I'm going to convert it to a digital pattern if I can. I'm not that far, but that's okay. This is what I have so far. Yeah, I can't say anything else, only that this is 36 count Picture This Plus Sand, and I'm using the called for DMCs. The next one This is Coffee Quaker by Heartstring Samplery. It's hard, it's blowing out. This is also a paper pattern which I have to digitalize if I continue this one. I am not really sure. I made a very big mistake on it and I need to rip it all out and stitch it again, and I'm not happy with my color choices because all the reds, there are some reds, red brownish colors in this pattern. I converted them to blue because blue is my favorite color. So I'm not sure if I will continue this one or if I'm going to restart it. This is what I have. It's done on 40 count linen in the colorway linen. I don't know the brand. And I'm using the called for DMCs, except for the reddish part, it's going to be blue. But I'm not sure if I like it. And I made a very big mistake here. It's off and everything else lines up because I made it so, but I'm not sure if I will continue this one. So this is going to be in timeout and I will decide next year somewhere if I will restart this one or continue. Next one. This is HL Moth by Kathy Barrick. This is a paper pattern, but I'm converting this. I love this one. This is stitched on a 32 count Victorian Motto Sampler Threads fabric in orange. And this is what I have so far. I love this. It's done with the called for DMCs. And I'm going to continue this one, but not next year because it's not one of my 25 projects I chose. The next one, I need to scoot over, is picture here, Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. Thoroughly enjoy this one. I have this in Pattern Keeper and let me, this is a bedspread. How am I supposed to do this? This is what I have. Look at that. Blues, greens and grays. I am currently, let me see where I am, Pandemic, at 22.53%. And this is done on 32 count Platinum Murano by Zweigart with DMCs. And I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Yeah. I really love this one, and this one is not on my 25 list, but when I finish one of my monochromatic pieces next year, this one is going to come out because I'm a little bit sad it's not one of my 25 because every time I work on this one, it's a party. Sip of my coffee because it's that time of year. If I have coughing fits, I will cut it out because yeah. The next one. In a previous, not the last one, but the year before that, I think, I already said I was going to UFO this. After I filmed my whip parade back then, I decided, no, I like it. So I'm going to finish it. But now I don't gravitate towards it. The only reason why I love this is this part with the flower. So I'm going to make the decision to UFO this one. This is English Garden Sampler by Sampler's Not Forgotten. And this is what I have. I will find a way to make something out of this, and I will use the fabric to stitch only the flower part. I don't gravitate towards this. So this is done on 40 count old linen by XQ Design with the called for weeks dye works. And yeah, this is UFO number 2. And I will restart with the flower part. Next one. I need to find my cover picture because here it is. This is the Snow Queen by Mirabilia, and this one is going to be the next one, the next fancy fairy, fancy lady when I finish Minerva next year. I am currently digitalizing the pattern because I was using the paper pattern and I'm not a paper girl anymore. This is what I have so far. Let me just show it this way. This is done on, let me see, 32 count emerald by me. This is a Lugana, and I'm using the called for flosses and the called for beads. I already put in some beads, but I really, yeah, look at that. I had this on my frame, but I didn't like it on the frame, so I decided to stitch in a hoop as I'm used to, and then when it's time to bead everything else, I'm going to put it back on the frame. Next one. Oh yeah, this one is Farben der Niederlanden by Historische Stickmuster, or Colors of the Netherlands. And I'm holding this upside down. I really, really, really love this. Love these colors. And this is one of my 25 for next year. This is what I have so far. Do I have this digitalized? Yeah, I have this in markup RXP. And I'm currently at 24.18%. And this is done on 40 count linen white or antique white with the called for Soie d'Alger silks. Look at that. How beautiful is this? And the last one of this batch, and I will grab the next one, is, let me see if I can grab the cover picture. Yeah. Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower. This was a stitch along with my stitchy friends. They all finished their Blue Flower project. I didn't because I chose a bigger one. Yeah, typical. This is not one of my 25, but it's going to come out after I finish something because I really want to finish this one. Look at that. This is done on 32 count driftwood by me with the call for fancy flosses. And it's currently on a paper pattern, but I'm converting this to digital. So yeah. Can't wait to get back to this one. And that was this part of the whip parade. I will be back with the next batch. I'm back with the second batch of my whips. I didn't tell you at the beginning of my whip parade, have 68 whips. So we'll see. Yeah, let's get on with the next one. The next one is, let me see if I have a printout. I do. It's a small one, or it's a big one, but it's a small printout. This is 1864 EF Sampler. I started this one with Michelle of Mama Loves You GB, and Michelle can't come up with a name. Yeah. I only stitched, or was planning to stitch this bottom part, but it's going to be a UFO. I don't gravitate towards this. I never stitch on it. I am turning what I have into smalls or something, but this is what I have. This is done on 40 count wooden shoes by me, with the call for DMCs. But I just don't gravitate towards it. So this is going to be UFO number 3. The next one. Oh, I love this one. It's not on my 25 list for next year, but this is 2020 Pandemic Sampler Cell. No, 2020 Pandemic Sampler. Yeah, this is a free sampler chart. I don't know if it's currently still available as a free chart by Sarsy Girl. Yeah. Truly love this one. I have followed the dyeing instructions in the pattern, and after that I asked Christy of Sarsy Girl if she would mind if I named the fabric Christy Sampler, and she didn't mind it. So this is 40 count Christy Sampler, and this is what I have so far. I have this in Pattern Keeper, so I am currently at 22.33%, and I'm using the gold for DMCs. The next one is The Fox by Luca S. This was a gift from mybobbin.com. I have this in Pattern Keeper. Luca S, if the newer patterns have a QR code to get the digital pattern, but this was an older one and I asked them and they sent it to me. So this is what I have so far, and it's, I think, on my list. It's on my list of 25 projects for next year. This is done on the 16 count kit Ada with the kit floss. And I have this in Pattern Keeper, so it's at 41.32%. Yeah. Really enjoy working on this one. Next one is also on my 25 list for next year. This is Quaker Street by Marjorie Massey, and I have the digital pattern. I asked the designer and I could buy it from her from Etsy. I am only stitching this part. This is what I have so far. I don't know if it helps. No, it doesn't. This is done on 40 count driftwood by me with Silks for You 043 charcoal. And I am currently, according to Pattern Keeper, at 62.55%, but I cropped it, so let's hope to finish this one next year. Next one, I love this one. This is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. I digitalized this pattern into a saga file. And it's on my 25 list for next year. This is what I have so far. This is done on 32 count Fog Lifter blend by R&R. And according to the saga file, I'm currently at 41.7%. As you all know, I dyed, if you know it, I dyed the pink color for the house myself, but I was short, so I re-dyed another batch, and I'm happy to see that it blends very well. The next one is After the Roses by Ink Circles. I have this in markup RXP, and if I'm really honest, I don't like working with markup RXP, but that's just me, maybe, but yeah. This is what I have, not that much, just a small part. This is done on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha with the Gold for Fancy flosses. And I am currently at 10.18%. And it's not on my list for next year, so we'll see when it comes out. because I love the pattern. So next one, I will put in a picture because this is a full coverage piece. The creepy one, aka You'll Never Melt Again on Me. Artwork by Adrian Borda, charted by Unconventional X-Stitch. I am concentrating on the eye. It's looking so good. This is done on 25 count potato Lugana with the gold for DMCs, 1/1 full cross. And I am currently at 3.80%. I think this is my biggest project so far. The next one, also put in a cover picture. This is Sea of Prayers, artwork by Takaki, charted by Tilton Crafts. Oh, let me fold it over, which is a little bit easier to show. This is what I have so far. This is done on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross with the gold for DMCs. And I am currently at 7.68%. I started this one with Alice. Hi Alice. And yeah, it's on my list, of course, because I think it's beautiful. The next one, I will also put in a cover picture. This is Got a Secret, artwork by Chris Ortega, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is what I have so far. I cropped it, so the percentage in Pattern Keeper is off. But look at this, look at that eye. This is done on 25 count easy grid. No, it's not easy grid. Just 25 count Lugana, 1/1 full cross. I'm gridding this myself. And I am, according to Pattern Keeper, currently at 27.68%. Next one. This is Mini Deer Creek, artwork by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a stitch along with my stitchy friends. Look at this. This is a mini, but very detailed. This is done on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 37.72%. Also on my list for next year. Next one is Little Blue, artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I'm stitching this one with Stephanie of the On Point Stitcher. And I cropped it into a square-ish piece. This is done on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross. And I'm currently at, according to Pattern Keeper, but it's cropped, 44.30%. Love these colors. And love Amy Stewart. I love the use of her colors, and yeah. Next one. I call this one Edgina's favorite. This is She Sleeps, artwork by Stephanie Law, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what I have so far. And this is done on 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross. Beautiful. I am currently at 8.19%. I started this one with Lydia of Lovely Stitches. And it's not on my list for next year. I had to make a choice and I wanted 10 from the 26 full coverages. So it will come out when I finish full coverage. Next one. Is Stitch in Time Winter, artwork by Amy Stewart again, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is, it's blowing out. This is what I have so far. This is done on 25 count, not easy grid. This is 25 count Stormy Nights. Lugana, 1/1 full cross. And I'm currently at 9.40%. And this one is on my list because it's a smaller one, so smaller. Next one. This is a kit. And it's a paper pattern because Lady Stitch doesn't do digital patterns, so unfortunately. This is Spring Fairy by Lady Stitch. Look at that little deer and the bird here. This is what I have so far. I swapped the kit fabric for a 20 count easy grid, and I'm doing this 1/1 with the called for the kit floss. Love this. Love the colors. Can't wait to see it finished. It's on my list. Next one. This is Dreamer by artwork by Nadia Strelkina, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what I have so far. I started this one with Jemima of the Rocking Stitcher. I am stitching this one on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 2.34%. Yeah, it's not that much, and it's a big one, so it's not on my list, unfortunately, but it will come out when it comes out. The next one is a out of print pattern. It's a paper pattern and it's a very big one. This is Sarah Brazier, 1829, by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. This is currently out of print, so I am doing this page by page with paper. It has a lot of specialty stitches. This is what I have so far. This is done on 40 count Lotte by me. And for this page I only need to do this part in satin stitch. I'm using the DMC conversion. I saw this at Pfeiffer. She finished this and she used DMCs and I loved it. So I'm using DMCs. Next one was a kit I got from Twin Peak Primitives. This is Love is Sometimes Blue. I'm only stitching the rectangle part. I'm not doing the border. Ow. And this is what I have so far. What's that? Oh, just a little fluff. This is done on, let me see, 32 count sand Murano with the code for DMCs. And this is done on paper, so no stats. And the last one for this batch is Forest Santa and Reindeer, artwork by Ruben McHugh and charted by Charting Creations. This was Mama Flossability's fault. She already finished this one. I didn't. This is what I have so far. This is done on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 5.23%. I'll be back with the next batch. Next batch. This is Story Keep, let me see where I am. Story Keep Cardinal Cottage by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started this one with Dunya. She is on Instagram. I don't know her handle out the top of my head anymore. This is what I have so far. This is done on 25 count grey Lugana, 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 6.34%. The next one was a stitch along with my stitchy friends. Some of them already finished, I didn't. This is Ornament Butterfly Port Mauve by Jenna Della Crotaglia Maldonado. Hey! Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is what I have so far. This is done on 25 count Lugana in a stormy night or something. 1/1 full cross. And I am currently at 28.78%. Look at this. Beautiful. Next one is Mini Sea Turtle Spirit of Serendipity by Carol Cavalaris, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is what I have so far. I'm doing the typewriter method from this moment on. I really enjoy that. This is done on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, and I am currently at 10.58%. Next one. I have been working on this one last week. This is, where am I? Dark Jungle Temple and Tigers by Ciro Marchetti, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I cropped this so the percentage is off. This is what I have so far. On 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, typewriter method. And I am currently, according to Pattern Keeper, at 43.15%. I cut off the right half, the tree trunk. I'm only doing the left half. The next one is All Creatures Great and Small by Barbara Anna Designs. I bought this at Creative Poppy as a PDF and it's working in Pattern Keeper, so yay! Let me see. This is what I have so far. I love this. This is done on 40 count platinum with the called for DMCs, 1/2. And I'm currently at 12.11%. Really, really love this. Next one, I started a stitch along for this one. This is Dark Snow White by Barrett Biggers, charted by Pain Free Crafts. And this is going to be a UFO. Even though I started the stitch along, I am not, this is not my aesthetic, and yeah, I don't gravitate towards this. So it's going to be a UFO. I'm going to make something with this very small piece, but yeah, I'm not going to continue on this one. I have limited time to stitch, so I want to stitch on what I like, and not because I have to, because I started it someday. The next one is Full Moon Mini by Andrea Lavery, charted by Contemporary Cross. I started this on as a New Year, New Start. Let me see where I am. Oh, there. New Year, New Start in 2023, 1st of January. I'm stitching this one with Jantina. This is what I have so far. I'm doing the typewriter method as well after finishing the first page. And I am stitching this one on 25 count Wedgwood Lugana 1/1 full cross. And I'm currently at 8.51%. Next one. I will put in a picture because my printout is really crappy. This is Airmail Delivery by Chris Dunn, charted by Pain Free Crafts. Really, really, really love this. This is what I have so far. Going to convert to the typewriter method as well. I'm stitching this on 25 count easy grid 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 3.89%. Next one. This is Dragonfly. I bought it off Etsy, and I have the saga file, which was in the download. It's by LK Cross. Not sure if it's still available. I love this. This is what I have so far. This is done on 32 count Caribbean Twilight by XU Design with the call for DMCs. And I am currently at 25.9%. And I started this one with Lydia of Lovely Stitches because it's inspired by Outlander. I even have this in a tartan project bag. So how much more Outlander can you get? Let me see, which one is the next? Yeah. This is The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is what I have so far. Very busy fabric. This was a failure on my part. This is done on, let me see, 40 count wet driftwood by me. It was just not good. So I decided to use this one for the fox. And I have this one on paper, but converting to digital. So next one is Chromatic Dragon by Mikey Bergman, charted by Pain Free Crafts. And Let me show you my fabric once again. I dyed this fabric to omit the background. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Let me see if I can show you how far I have gotten. I started in the left middle, at the side, on the left. And this is a 25 count Lugana. I hand dyed this in Dragon Fantasy. And I am currently at 15.67%, but it's off because I'm omitting the background. I'm only doing the dragon. Next one. Oh, this is not the right one. Oh, this is not the right one either. Oh my goodness. Everything is falling apart. This is Mickey's Coffee by Zana Cross Stitch on Etsy. This is where I'm currently at. I'm doing the typewriter method. And I am stitching this on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 13.31%. Next one is a kit I thoroughly enjoy. This is Blooming Cotton and Blueberries by Magic Needle. I converted this into a saga file because it's not that big. And this is what I currently have. This is done on 32 count, I believe, yeah. 32 count gray even weave. No, it's not an even weave, it's a linen. 32 count gray linen. And I'm using the kit floss. And I'm currently at 44.9%. Let me see which one's the next. Okay, that one. This is In All Things Be Exceedingly Diligent by Needlework Press. This is what I have so far. Let me fold it over. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 40 count Honeybee by me with the called for flosses, DMCs, and I have this on paper, so then I have a stamped kit which is Japanese geisha. I will put in a picture. I am have been working on this one time, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to UFO this one for now because I don't work on it. I only did this white part. So for now it's a UFO because I don't gravitate towards it. Let me see, next one. This is Charm of Hummingbirds by Contemporary Cross. Artwork by Little Fish Designs. This is, I think, the biggest project I have. This is what I have so far. Not that much. I am stitching this one on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 0.62%. It's just so big and daunting, but I really love the design, so every stitch counts. The next one is 1862 Small Sampler by Lila Studio. This was a gift from Lydia. This is what I have so far, not much. And this is done on 32 count Victorian Motto Sampler thread fabric, unnamed, and I'm using Stash Fancy Floss. I have this in paper, so no stats. And the last one for this batch. Do I have a cover picture? No, I don't. This is a kit. I will put in a picture. This is Flower Fairy by Dimensions. I started this last year with Alice. I'm not using the kit fabric. I'm using a 32 count grey Murano, and I'm using the kit floss. I have this in Pattern Keeper, so I'm currently at 3.30%. Love this. I'll be back with the next batch. Okay, this is my last batch. Let's get moving. This is Small and Mighty, artwork by Romance Art and charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. And this is what I have so far, not that much, because this one is really big as well. And heavy confetti. So this is done on 25 count easy grid 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently at 16.21%, but it's cropped, so not sure if it's not correct. So the next one is Gathering Acorns by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm only stitching the acorns with the squirrel. Oh my goodness, here we go again. I'm Dutch, so yeah. I'm only stitching this part. I'm not stitching this corner. This is what I have so far. This is done on 40 count vintage beige by Zweigart with the called for flosses. And this is in markup RXP, so I am currently at 21.83%. Next one is Squirrel with Sweater, I call it, by Svetlana Sichkar, or no, Svetlana Sichkar on Etsy. And this is what I have so far. Look at this. This is stitched on 32 count natural by Victorian Motto Sampler threads fabric. And I'm using the called for DMCs. And I have this one in markup RXP as well, so I'm currently at 34.92%. Next one is my Focus full coverage piece, also for next year. This is God Shed His Grace, artwork by Abraham Hunter, charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. And this is what I have, let me fold it over. This is what I have so far, 4 page finishes. I'm doing the staircase method page by page, so I'm currently going to work in this page and then I'm going to work in this page. This is done on 25 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, and I'm currently, according to Pattern Keeper, at 71.39%, but it's cropped, so it's off again. The reason why this one is cropped is because I basically wanted the mini, but the mini was, the top of the mini was, I missed the clouds. They only have rays of sunlight and I missed the clouds. So I wanted part of the clouds, so I bought the regular version and cropped it towards the mini, but with some of the clouds on top. If you know what I mean, if I say that. The next one is oh no, the cover picture has, oh no, my goodness, look at this. That's all the cover picture. That's unfortunate. It's a vinyl bag and this is the cover picture. Now, Boo to You by Brenda Gervais. That's unfortunate that happened. This is what I have so far, not that much. I'm stitching this one on 40 count Sand by Fiber on a Whim with the called for flosses 1/2, and I have this in Pattern Keeper, so I'm currently at 13.33%. Really bummed about the project bag with the final front, which is now ruined. Okay, I will not do that again with cover pictures behind the final. Next one was a gift from my boyfriend for my birthday last year. It's a kit by Luca S, and it's called Enchanted Cottage. I have this in Pattern Keeper. This is what I have so far. This is done on the kit fabric, 18 count, gridded Luca S fabric and the kit floss. And I am currently at 3.93%. Let me see where I am. Okay. Next one. This is Wilbur by Teresa Gogat. This was a gift also from my boyfriend for my birthday. Completely kitted up. I'm stitching this on the called for fabric, which is 32 count Bramble by Pixie This Plus with the called for flosses. And I have this in markup RxP, but it counts all squares and I can't seem to get this right in markup RxP. So the percentage says 9.88, but it's off. So I think it's around 35%. Next one, also a kit, gift from my boyfriend. He is so supportive of my hobby. This is Fox by Lenarte. I saw this at Jantina. She finished this one and I fell in love. So I recharted this one into my software. So I have this in Saga. This is what I have so far. This is the kit fabric, which is a 27 count even weave. And I'm using the kit floss. And according to Saga, I'm currently at 4.94%. Next one is Marley, which is a crop already by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork by Mom Art. I fell in love with this gorgeous, gorgeous girl. This is what I have so far. Typewriter method after the first page. And this is done on 25 count easy grid 1/1 full cross. And I'm currently at 5.39%. Next one is Indigo Lane by Brenda Gervais. This was my New Year, New Start of this year. This is what I have so far. This is done on 40 count sand by Fiber on a Whim with the called for flosses. And I have this in Pattern Keeper, so I'm currently at 37.99%. Next one. This is Wise Owl by Dutch Lady Mystic Art, charted by Stitches So Beautiful. I saw this at Jantina again and fell in love. And this is what I have so far. I'm doing extreme cross country with all the black, because this pattern lends itself to it. This is done on 25 count easy grid 1/1 full cross. And I am currently at 4.76%, 4.76. And my plan is to finish all the black before the next leap day. So, yeah. Love this. Next one, I will put in a picture because my printout wasn't working. This is Bird Nerd, and it's a freebie by Boomerang Stitches, which is one of the Hathaway stitchers. This is what I have so far, just one bird. I am stitching this one on 40 count wooden shoes by me with the called for DMCs. And I have this in Pattern Keeper, so I'm currently at 17.04%. Let me see which one is next. This is a kit I gave myself because I wanted to. This is King of Flowers by Luca S. I saw this at E Crafting in Colorado and fell in love. I am not using the kit fabric. I have substituted that for a 32 count antique white Murano, but I'm using the kit floss, and this is what I have so far. It's blowing out. I have this in Pattern Keeper and I'm currently at 5.24%. And this was my 50th birthday start. Okay. Next one is a special project. I told you in a previous video, somewhere in June or July, that my oldest cat, Nala, we had to put her down. And yeah, I was really hurt by that. I still am. I still miss her every day. But it was the best for her. But I wanted to stitch something to commemorate her because she turned 20. So she has been with me for a very long time. So I decided to do a chatelaine. This is beaded dragonfly tile. And I'm only stitching this square, the blue square, because she loved to chase dragonflies and butterflies, and yeah. I have this on a frame, and this is what I have so far right now. It's really a different type of stitching. I can't watch Flosstube in the background. It needs to be quiet because it's different. You have specialty stitches and constant color changes, and yeah. I have had this pattern turned into a saga file because that's much more fun for me to stitch from. I am currently at 2.29%, and this is stitched on 28 count antique white linen for Nala. And then my last project of this whip parade. I just started this one yesterday. No, the day before. I don't know if I can show you. This was a freebie by Shannon Christine, and I have 4 of them printed out. And I am doing 4. I'm going to do 4 on one piece of fabric. Because I was in need of some Christmas ornaments. This is what I have so far. I turned it into a saga file because it's really small, so it took me an hour. The first one, and I'm currently at 30.6%. This is done on 32 count frozen leaves by XQ Design with the called for DMCs. And that was my last whip of this whip parade. So conclusion is that I have 5 ditches. I started out not with 68 but with 67. So I am currently at 62 whips. I'm going into the new year with 62 whips. Of course, I'm going to start a new year, new start. It's going to be a full coverage, which is Merry Mushroom Cottage by Amy Stewart. Oh my goodness, I forgot one. Why didn't I write it down? This one I started yesterday. This is my last one. Winter Gnomes. So 68 minus 5 is 63. Debbie. Winter Gnomes by Maya Stitch on Etsy. It came with the saga file and it's in my hoop because I am currently working on it. Let me put the project back behind it so you can see. This is what I have so far. This is also done on 32 count frozen leaves by XQ Design. And I'm Not sure where I am at this moment, but that's okay. I just started this yesterday, so that's my last project. I'm so sorry. I was talking about my New Year, New Start. It's going to be Merry Mushroom Cottage. I fell in love with this. I love this. This is going to be my New Year, New Start because I needed another full coverage and another big one. Yeah. It's not going to be one of my 25, even though I'm starting this one. It's just I'm going to start it and then put it on the shelf for when I finish something. Recap of my plans. If you watched my previous video, have selected 25 of my 63 whips. I'm going to focus on them. When I finish one, I can replace it with another whip on the shelf. If I finish 2, I can have a new start. And that's not going to be in my 25 list. I can start something, but it's only a start. I am going to do Stitch Uply. I'm going to show you my board. I really, last 2 months I have practiced and really enjoyed this. This is my board. And yeah, I made small chance cards. I'm using just 2 regular dice, and this is my placeholder. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy myself. That's the meaning of stitching, in my book at least. I hope you enjoyed this whip parade. I am going to clean up after myself and I'm going to stitch this afternoon. I have this week off of my work, so yeah, I'm happy for it because it's going to be very busy. We changed our customer service. We had an external customer service on contract, but that contract ended, and we are going to move over to another external customer service. So that means for me and my colleague a lot of preparations, overtime, everything, because they know nothing. So we have our work cut out for us. So yeah, it's going to be very busy. So that means I won't be back for a little while. I'm going to take a little break because I need to concentrate on my work and can't do Flosstube as well when I'm working overtime. I'm just too busy. So I will be back in the next year, but I am not sure when. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching my whip parade. I really hope you have a wonderful Christmas time with your family and friends. And I really hope you have a wonderful, healthy, stitchy New Year 2025. And I hope to see you back next year. So thanks for watching and happy stitching and happy New Year. Bye for now.